So y'all, I'm gonna start off with Brooks debuting his tracksuit collection that consisted of one design. Like, I was looking, I'm like, okay, these all look like the same tracksuit. So would this be considered a collection? I mean, the one he had on was different. It had like some lines going down here and then going across the chest area and down the pants leg. But the rest of the models were modeling the same tracksuit. I'm like, we could have switched it up. We could have added some color to the tracksuits. We could have, I don't know, some of the stripes instead of being white, it could have been like red, pink, blue, something. But it was black tracksuits and looked like Adidas tracksuits. But Brooks Mark's name was in where the white is. Even Jen was like, yeah, this is the same tracksuits. Like, I'm going to support it. I'm going to wear it. But it was the same. It was the same thing. I'm like, I thought in a collection, like, y'all know I am nobody's fashion designer, but I thought when you have a collection, you have different items of things to show off, not different models showing off the same item. But Brooks, he mad because Seth wasn't there. He just wanted to, I'm proud of you, son. You know, this was a big deal for him. I'm like, so you left school to be on this show so you can debut your collection. I understood that you want to get the exposure and all that stuff, but I thought he would have given us a lot of more than this tracksuit, this one tracksuit that he showcased. Heather and Whitney, they meet at the spa. She discusses how hard it is, like, being a Mormon woman, being a woman in the Mormon religion. Like, her ex was able to remarry and have kids, and he still has standing in the church. He is still accepted in the church, but she looked at it as she couldn't keep her man and she couldn't keep her family. And she's scared to remarry because she don't want to put her kids through that. This is like, she don't want to fail and like her kids get attached to somebody and she is no longer with that person. And I understand that, but I want so much more for Heather. I just want her to like not feel like she's a failure because this marriage didn't fail. This marriage didn't fail because it wasn't built on love. It was built on, this is a Mormon man. He's in good standing. I am a Mormon woman. We are supposed to marry because we are Mormons and build a life together. And it wasn't built on love. And I think that's one of the reasons why it didn't last, because y'all didn't have the foundation wasn't love. It was just that this is what we're supposed to do. I have a question. When Jen was getting ready, why was her food brought to her bathroom? I was weirded out by that. Like, food being inside of a bathroom is I'm always looking sideways about that. But anyways, she says how she was put on antidepressants. I'm telling y'all, I be like focusing on the things that you shouldn't be focusing on. But I'm going to get to that in a minute. Jen says she was put on antidepressants after her dad died. And at first, she didn't want to take it because she thought that would make her weak, being on antidepressants. Sharif, her husband, told her that she should pray, which, yeah, you should pray, but you should also do as the doctor said. You're depressed, you need to be put on this antidepressant. And it got to at one point that Sharif was like done with the way she was acting out, and he was like, he was going to leave. And it took her son to like, look, her mom, you need to take this medicine. I'm not going to look at you any differently if you get on this antidepressant and get yourself together. And that's one thing that I don't like. Like, there's always, you need to pray this and pray that. But yes, you know, you need to pray, but you also need to do what the doctors tell you to do. Praying helps too, but also this medication is there to help you as well. That's all I got to say. As far as the things that I be noticing that I should notice, like over at Mary's house, her little dish rack, I couldn't help but notice that it looked like a dish rack that I had got from Fingerhut. Only hers was in black and mine was in red. I'm not saying that she shops at Fingerhut. I'm just saying that looks like something that I bought from Fingerhut. But we're not even going to get into that. I'm just saying things that I be noticing that I shouldn't be noticing. Like, my brother's the completely same way. We be noticing like, hold up, that don't look right. Why is that over there? But anyways, Lisa and her family. Now, her idea of a family fun night, you would think would be playing Monopoly, playing Uno, watching movies, you know, something like that. Her family fun night is talking about the goals of the family. What are our goals in the future? That's what family fun night is. I was like, oh, okay, different, but to each your own. Me, I love when I go back home for Christmas. Me and my brother, my nephews, we binge watch shows. That's what I did this Christmas. Me and my brother, we would binge watch shows on Netflix. We was going back to old shows and watching them over again. That is what we basically did the whole time I was in Georgia. And it was fun. But like I said, to each his own. We binge watch shows, play games. They, talk about their goals. Now, she realized that she needs to listen to her family more. And she also needs to say no when she feels like she is guilted into doing things. So I was like, okay, you're understanding that, but then you turn around and saying you know what you need to say no to, and nobody else can tell you what you can say no to. I was like, I guess so. Y'all, Whitney and her dad and her kids are at a trampoline park. And it just reminded me when I was younger, when me and my brother would go over to my grandma's house. She had like a 14-foot trampoline in her backyard. And this was like early 90s where like everybody didn't have a trampoline. It was something big back then. And we would go to my grandma's house. We would go in the house, say hi to everybody that's in the house, then shoot right to the backyard and take the covering off and jump on a trampoline for hours. My brother doing backflips and doing front flips. Me trying to do a front flip, but I can do it, but I'm not standing on my feet like my brother. We could do that for hours. Fast forward to early last year. Your girl was on the trampoline for 5 minutes. Almost didn't make it. I was doggone it, huffing and puffing, about to blow the house down. And here, my brother out here trying to be young and show to my nephews that he's still cool, that your daddy still got it. He can do all these things out here trying to do backflips. And I be telling him, you pushing 40, bruh. You shouldn't be doing the things that you used to do. Yes, your son is getting tall down. He's 13, almost 14. But you need to sit your extra grown tail down somewhere. But anyways, this ain't about my family. This is about Whitney's. Her dad wants to leave sober living so that he can move into an apartment. Now, he was in rehab before, and he thought that he can go just straight from rehab to out on his own. He realized that no, he needed one rehab and then he needed to go into sober living. Whitney doesn't think this is a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea. I think once he left rehab, he should go into rehab 30 days, sober living for like 60 days. And then also while he's in sober living, going to AA meetings every day, multiple times a day. I learned this from Judge Mathis. Like, he's known people who've been clean from drugs for 30 years and they still go to a meeting every day. You need those meetings. You cannot function without those meetings. And I think that's what Whitney's dad needs. And she doesn't want him to end up relapsing because he is not going by what the program says. He's going by what he thinks he can do. He wants to get out so he can get a job, so he can get back to working on hair again. But I'm like, bro, you need to work on your head first. I'm not trying to be shady, but it is some cartoon that I've seen, and I believe it's on Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon, one of the two, where the dude's hair looks like Whitney's daddy's hair. And it just is getting on my nerve that I could not figure out who it was. But like, you need to work on yourself first, Whitney's daddy. Heather is talking to her daughters, and she explains that she lost a lot when she got divorced. The standing in the church. Some friends no longer wanting to hang out because, she is divorced. And that's a big no-no. And I'm like, if that was your friend, regardless, they should have stood by you. But, hey, like I said, that's how they live there. She feels that she was painting a picture of a life to her daughters, and she was thinking like, this is not a life that I would want my daughters to have. I'm picturing this like I'm happy, I'm this this woman, and I love the way I am. But it seemed like, and I'm pretty sure she said that she no longer wants to be Mormon because like the way you were treated once you no longer are in standing with them, and she don't want that for her kids. And her kids are happy that she allows them to follow their own path. It's not all, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this. They just happy that, hey, mama, we appreciate you for being who you are and letting us be who we are. Now, lastly, Whitney is teaching Jen how to work a stripper pole. And apparently, every house that Whitney's been in, stripper pole has come with her. Now, I know that, pole dancing classes is good exercises. You need to use a whole lot of strength. And like strippers these days, they hold acrobatics out here. So, but Jen, she over there and she worried about her extensions. And my first thought was, girl, whoever is putting no extensions in or is obviously doing it wrong, as you feel a good head whip, it's going to make your extension go flying across the room. Now, is it sewed in? Because if it's sewed in, you should have no problem. Even if it was glued in. I don't know what situation you got going on with your extensions, but it should not be flying off your head with a good whip of the hair. I'm just saying. Then she gets to talking about Meredith and Seth, and she alludes that she may be seeing someone else. I was like, here you go again. You done already spilled the beans that the girl is separated from Seth. Now you out here insinuating or alluding to that she got her a man on the side. Jen, you playing wrong right now. You out of order. You've been doing this ever since you and Meredith had this little beef when she went to Mary's church. You going in the wrong way, Mary. Like, I don't like it. No, that's not your name. I don't like it, Jen. Her name is Jen, not Mary. So y'all, that was the gist. If I left anything out, by all means, leave a comment below. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Feel free to subscribe. It's free all day, every day, free 99. Make sure your notifications are on so when my beautiful face puts up a video, you can click on it, you can like it, you can share it with your people, and you can come over and be one of my peoples. If you're already one of my peoples, welcome back. Y'all know what to do. Tell your people to tell their people to come over and be one of my peoples by clicking that icon above. This is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.